Hello, everybody. Today we are joined by Dr. Nagihan Akbulut. Dr. Nagihan is the director of the Advanced Technology Center in Kuwait. She provides diagnoses and consultations for the Ministry of Health in Kuwait on various diseases and disorders which result from molecular genetics. She has a PhD in molecular biology and genetics from Gebze Institute of Technology in Turkey. Dr. Nagihan is passionate about topics including women's rights and considers education a critical part of a woman's path to success. Dr. Nagihan, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Dr. Shida. So, thank you so much for this opportunity that you gave me today, and I'm happy to be here today.
It's a pleasure to have you with us today. Now, you have an academic background in molecular biology. What got you interested in this field?
I mean, when you graduate from the school, so you normally don't know where to go, how to approach the life. So, I concluded in a place that has lots of research, lots of, discoveries, lots of changes happening. So I said, okay, I think I would like to be involved in a kind of environment, even though it was really tough because after your graduation, you go for a master, you go for a PhD, and this is really taking years to reach to the point. But then the molecular biology and genetics as a field is really making you feel, in a different environment. You need to be always up to date, update yourself, otherwise you will be behind of everything. So it was a kind of path that I passed through.
Very nice. What kind of projects have you been involved in your time in Kuwait?
So I started first with the premarital screening in Kuwait, and the part of it was related with hemoglobinopathies, which is thalassemia and sickle cell disease. So we established the genotype in laboratories, and I was trying to, make people involved in this field and learn the things in a nicer way, in a more academic way, to enjoy much more better than being just a routine technologist in the field. So we gave some trainings to the technologists, to doctors, and then today, more than 4 years in premarital testing in Kuwait, they are using the genotyping. Besides that, we are involved in HLA typing related with organ transplantation, the cancer research and diagnosis. And then we are involved in different, other fields related with the DNA, human genome, and etc.
Understood. Are you involved in any research related to COVID-19?
Yes, we will be getting involved more and more with this field because our aim is to establish the genome testing laboratories in Kuwait. So this will give us opportunity to know our uh, enemy. Let's call it. We will know with what we are fighting, so we can be more prepared for it.
No, makes a lot of sense. One of the things you told me a while ago was that you believe confidence starts at home. What did you mean by that?
So that was my experience when I was growing up, and then I also had a chance to read many research about that. The happy family environment gives the different confidence to the kids, especially as a girl and myself, and my relationship with my father gave me more ideas about all these things. And then it did prove that girls with the father love, growing up with the father love, has more confidence, more success, more, you know, um, uh, trust for themselves in life. So that's why I always believe before you go to school, before you meet with the life, with your friends, everything starts at home first. Even you were a baby for a day, you feel their love, their attention, and
Yeah.
you feel their everything, you know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think there really nothing can replace a safe, secure, and loving home environment. And for those of us who are lucky enough and blessed enough to have been raised in those circumstances and those situations, it stays with us for life, and it provides a very solid foundation to do a lot with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. One of the other things you have mentioned in the past is that you believe it is equally critical to focus on high school children. So to ensure that they are educated and they make informed choices. What advice would you give to perhaps some of our younger friends who are in that age group and are thinking about what to do next with life?
Yeah. So why I said high school, you know, this is the time you have super energy. Your hormones are in the at the maximum level. So your moods is changing from moment to another moment. You know, you can be upset very quickly. You can be happy fast. I mean, everything is like so fast happening. And but the biggest important thing in you is your energy. You need to use that energy. I'm giving this message to all of them. Please use that energy. This is the greatest ever. You will never find it again during all your lifetime. Just invest yourself by using that energy. And just not only education. Education, yes, this is our gold. We are holding it in our hands. Besides that, please do something, you know, choose something that you like to enjoy, like sports. Try to discover yourself. Am I talented for music? Maybe I am better in drawing. Maybe I should be in drama. But something, you know, that contributes, it gives you more satisfaction in this life. You know, in the future, believe me, you will be feeling much better because you have done all those activities in the past. And then you just did invest yourself a lot. So you will be able to plant in nice things in the future, I believe, because of those.
So, what do you think are some of the lessons learned from this pandemic that we can carry with us into the future?
So, what we saw all over the world, we were all caught unprepared. So it came, and then we didn't know what to do. I mean, today we are in a better position, maybe, but at the beginning it was really hard to deal with it, I believe. So, what we saw in general with the pandemic, every country is alone actually. So when there is an earthquake, for example, somewhere in the world, we can all help that country. We can send the food support, we can send the rescue support, we can support them in different ways. But when it is pandemic, that means every single country is struggling with the same problem. So that's why I'm saying we saw in pandemic, we are alone. So maybe in the future, there there must be different approach to deal with it in a better, you know, a better format. Because many experts are they are talking about for the future that we will be receiving more often pandemic in the world. So to be able to manage this and then fight with it, we need to have our national, you know, genome testing laboratories. As I mentioned, to be able to understand with what I am fighting. So maybe we should have kind of facilities to make on our own vaccinations and producing it or generating something for therapeutics as well. So all these things will help in the future to each countries to help themselves. And whenever they could manage helping themselves, then they can start helping others in an earlier stage. Because we could see from all these things, we really exhaust the Mother Earth, and then we get we get some reactions from it, I believe. And my message to the young generation would be, please, after pandemic, do something different. Try to contribute something to the Mother Earth. Let's all of us go and plant something green, for example, to just see in a better Earth in the future.
Very nice. One of the other things you've mentioned is everybody makes their fair share of mistakes in life. How have you dealt with it when in the past you have made mistakes that have been significant?
I mean, mistakes for all of us in life. I mean, from the starting, when you are playing in playground, you just, didn't pay attention to small stone and you fell down. This is a mistake. But maybe next time you will be more careful when you are passing through that. I mean, mistakes, if we just try to learn from them, maybe it's so cliche to talk like this, but it's true. If you learn from them, maybe you will start enjoying them even. Because the most, you know, uh, critical topics that I never forget in my study time, the ones that I made mistakes during the exams or things. So just try to learn from them. And then even when we were raising our kids, I mean, mistakes shouldn't be like a monster for them. You can make mistakes. Please try to learn from them and not to repeat them many times, because mistakes are not for repeating them in a many times in many circumstances. And then once we have those things, we shouldn't lose our concentration or motivation. We will fall. I mean, just we try to stand up again, because again, let's go to playground with imagine yourself as a small kid, and when you fall down, none of the child around you notice you are on the ground. They keep playing, and when you
Yeah.
fall down in life, the life will be continuous. Nobody will pay attention even you are on the ground. You are by yourself. You just need to stand up and continue.